Okay, guys, this is an extension of lesson one. Lesson one, we were introduced to Photoshop, and you guys created a little animal that you drew with different sort of brushes and colors. Continuing on with this, we're going to create a poster now. Okay, so we're going to start with opening Photoshop. Everybody knows how to do that. And don't forget, we're going to click on the Expert tab. Make sure that you're in the Expert tab. Okay, you should have something that looks like this. Not exactly like this, don't worry. As long as it's open and you're clicked on the Expert, we're going to get there. Okay, so we're going to create a poster. So we're going to go to File, New, Blank File. Okay, and I want you guys to name it a certain bunch of different things today. I want you to name it poster underscore your name. So I'm just going to name this poster underscore Mr. Hesley. Okay. Now I'm going to imagine that it's a poster and I want it to be printed out on a paper that is 8.5 by 11. So I've got my pixel lengths here. This doesn't really tell me width and height in inches or what the paper size is. So I'm just going to go to inches and I'm going to select 8, 8 comma 5 as far as my width and 11 inches as my height, which is the standard size of the paper that you guys print stuff up. Once again, don't want you guys printing it up, just want you to send it to me. But I want you to know how to set the width and the height if you want to print on a normal size piece of paper, okay? Resolution. Resolution means how good do I want this thing to look, okay? So resolution is for websites, standard 72. This is going to be printed, so let's set the resolution to 200. You're not really going to notice a difference when you are working in Photoshop with a resolution like this, but you certainly would when you print it up, okay? As it says here, resolution for websites is about 72. Resolution for a nice print article would be about 300, okay? So we're going to hit okay. Great, now we've got our little poster here, okay? That's a little small. So once again, I'm going to go to the magnifying. Okay, I'm going to click on fit screen, and there it is. That's a nice bigger palette that I can work with, and shouldn't have a problem seeing everything and doing everything. Okay, next thing you want to do is you want to click on layers. Okay, layers will show you what you're working on. Okay, next lesson we're going to talk more about layers and how they work. But essentially, the way Photoshop works is that it doesn't cut and paste everything onto one document. It may look that way, but it actually compiles a number of different layers that lie on top of one another. Like I said, next lesson we'll go into that, but for right now, let's just work on our poster. Okay, so then the first thing we want to do is we want to select all, okay? Which means we're going to select our entire blank file here, our entire poster, okay? So select all, okay? Now, see how there's that dotted line there, okay? I want to get rid of that white space. Okay, so I'm going to click on the little checkerboard icon here that says the layer is partially locked. That's going to unlock it. And then I'm going to hit my delete button, and then I get this checkerboard. Okay, that's exactly what I want. What this now is a blank canvas for me to work on. I want it to be look like this, all nice and blank, so that I can see exactly what it is that I'm doing and know exactly what colors I have, what I'm choosing. Okay, so let's see. The next thing I want to do, I clicked on the layers icon here at the bottom, which shows my layers. We'll go into some of these other different options later on in the course, but for right now, let's work on layers. And layers is probably the one we'll be working on most. Okay, if I click on again, I can make it appear. If I click it on one more time, it makes it disappear. Okay, I'm going to keep that open. Okay, now this is what I want to do. Oh, yeah, I want to change the name of my layer to background. Okay, so where it says layer 0, I'm going to click on it with on my mouse pad with 2 fingers, and I'm going to rename it. And what do I want it renamed? Just background. Okay, so I'm going to rename this to background. Okay. Now, I've got some posters that, or sorry, I've got some photos, JPEG images that I uploaded for you guys. So we're going to start off by importing those images. Okay, we're going to import a muffin, and then we're going to import the little laptop. Okay, so let's go back here. Now, I'm going to first import the muffin. So I go to File. Instead of New and Blank File, okay, I now want to go to Open and find out where I've kept my photos. Okay, for you guys might have them on your desktop or in a folder on your desktop. I've got these photos, these pictures saved in this file here, Year 7 Photoshop Lesson 1, which is on my desktop. So first thing I'm going to do is select the muffin. Okay, I'm going to hit Open. Now, it opens it up in a new window. Okay, don't worry, my old window where I'm going to create my posters right here. This is just a new window with my photo that I imported. I'm going to do the same thing with what I did to the last one, which is I'm going to go to Select All. Okay. The shortcut for that also is Command A, which I put in your instructions, but we can go to Select All and do the same thing. Once we select it all, we're going to do this. We're going to go to Edit, Copy. Okay, we're going to click back on our poster, and now I'm going to go to Edit and Paste. And there it is. Okay, there is my picture of my muffin. Quite small, so I want to make it bigger. How do I make it bigger? Remember, click on the, didn't work. That only makes my poster bigger. It doesn't create the, it doesn't actually make the picture bigger. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, I want to actually select this little picture. So what I do is I go to Image, Transform, and Free Transform. Okay, what that does is if I've clicked on that photo and I select Image, Transform, Free Transform, is that it selects the image. Okay, so now I've got this border around here with all these squares. I can make it bigger. Okay, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. Okay, and if I click on the photo itself, I can move it to where I want it to be. I'm going to put my little muffin up here at the top. Okay, once I have it to the width and the height that I want, I think that looks good. Okay, that's roughly centered. Okay, perfect, that looks good. Then I will hit this little check mark here. Okay, all right. So that's my first thing that I've got done. I've got an image of a muffin. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to put some text in here on our poster, okay? See this T here? Well, this is my horizontal type tool. This allows me to put nice text in here without it being used with a brush or the pencil tool. So I'm going to click on the T here, okay? Now I've got all my options. I want you guys to use the American Typewriter Regular, okay? And select a blue color, okay? And a size of a 72-point font. All right, you guys can play around with the fonts if you want. No problem with me. I have no problem with that. I'm just using that because I know I'm going to be able to see it quite nicely. Okay, so once I have that, I click on my poster. I can't see anything in there, so I want you to write ICT Bake Sale, all in caps. And once again, if I try to move it, I can't. So I want to actually move that. So I'm going to go to Image, Transform, Free Transform, and I get that box around it again, and I can move it around where I want it. Okay, I'm just going to move it somewhere around about there. Okay, great. All right, now I'm going to create some more text. Okay, I'm going to create, tell everybody where and when the bake sale is. So I'm going to click on the T again. This time, what did I say? I want the font quite smaller. So what did I want? I want font size of 30. Okay, so I'm going to go here down to size, and I'm going to click on 30. I'm going to keep the same. Oh, sorry, that. Okay. Reason I did that is because I had that clicked on there. So yeah, we're going to actually click on, and we're going to put in the following: where hub when. What's the date that I have? Let's just say it's going to be, what's the date today? March 17th, March 18th. March 18th. Okay, now as you can see, right, it's way too big to fit on the poster. So once again, once I click on that and I go into here, I go to image, transform, free transform, okay, puts that box around that text and I can move it, okay. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, to make it smaller, we just click on one of the big square boxes around here. I'm going to put it right about there. Okay, and I'm going to change the font size. Okay, so once again, I click back on the T. Yes, apply. Okay, so I click back on the T. I make sure that I'm, oh, nope, I don't want to do that because it's going to add new text. Okay, so yeah, what we got here in my right-hand corner, we can see these different layers that we created, okay? So I wanna make sure that I'm gonna select, change the font size. So that is the text of where and when. I wanna click on that layer so that I can change the font size of that. And I'm gonna change it to 30, okay? Great. So once again, these are the different layers, okay? So if I wanted to change the size of ICT Bake Sale, okay, I can click on that. That makes sure that I'm in that layer, okay? In other words, these are like sheets of paper that are laid on top of my poster. So the muffin is a sheet of paper. Then I've got another sheet of paper, which is my title here. I got another sheet of paper. They're all layered together. So if I want to work on them individually, I can just click on the various layers, okay? Or I can click them on here and it'll change layers. And then I can change the different options individually that I want, okay? Next lesson is going to be very clear what these layers do and how you can manipulate them, but just know what they are for now, okay? The next thing I do, I'm just going to import my laptop again by the same way I do the muffin. So, yeah, I'm still got a bit of a time. So let's do that again. Let's do the laptop. Okay, so file, open. Okay, that's my laptop there. Open. Okay, once again, image. Oh, let's do this. Yep, that's great. I want to go to image, transform. Oh, sorry. I want to go to select. Yes, select all. Edit, copy, go back to my poster, edit, paste. Okay. Once again, I can't move it. Okay, until I go into. Oh, gotta click on the image first. I go into image, transform, free transform. Great. Now I can move that down. Okay, and I can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, next video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a little border that I want you to create and do a couple of other little things with it. Okay, see you in the next lesson, guys.